You don't begin as a perfect creator, you evolve as a creator. So if you are a beginner waiting to get started with your creation journey by speaking before the camera, stay tuned till the end of this video because I am going to break down several steps for you. So first things first, you got to understand that thinking about recording that video won't get you any better. Only action does. No matter if you are scared of the judgment, scared of how your content would look like, you still got to start because every single creator who started their YouTube journey or the creators who are at the top right now, they just began somewhere. They didn't wait until they got that perfect articulation or got that perfect speaking skills or got that perfect content in their head. They just started even before they are ready. Now, I quote this a lot in my YouTube videos about this person called Ali Abdaal. Now, he claims that the first 50 videos that you're going to record are going to be absolute cringe, but still you got to stay in the process because the videos will get better right after these 50 videos. Another thing is that when you invest in actions, you get to know your flaws. I'm just gonna give you the picture of what it is like to not take action and take action, and what it is like to be consistently in this preparation loop, thinking about recording a video and actually recording a video. So if you are in this preparatory mode every time, like I want to get that camera first, or I want to get that perfect script first, or I need to improve my speaking skills first. So it's not going to take you anywhere, because you are in the stagnancy loop, waiting for things to happen. The things that you are looking for in the preparatory stage, like finding the right camera, or getting your script right, or getting your speaking skills right, will happen only when you go to the next stage, which is really recording a video. So what happens when you start recording a video? You get to know your flaws. If the camera clarity is not good, you will get to know only if you start recording the video, and you will understand the gaps in your speaking when you start speaking before the camera. You will understand your fluency issues, content issues, and also your body language issues only if you start the process. The first and the most important tip for you in the creation journey is to just get started, no matter how messy it is. It applies to everything else, like every single skill you want to master in this world, because you don't begin as a perfect soccer player. You don't begin as a perfect piano player, or you don't begin as a perfect dancer. You just take the first steps, which are absolutely going to be messy. This thing you overthink a lot in camera because maybe if you're practicing soccer, nobody's going to watch you. But when it comes to recording a video before the camera, people are going to watch you. Now, that's a kind of a high stakes situation, but you got to still start. I'm going to tell you why. Because I've learned this from Alex Hormozy and Lila Hormozy. These are both entrepreneurs. They are super active in their social media platforms. They say that you would really need to cross this awkward phase to get success. You should be willing to be embarrassed at least for a period of time until you improve, because beginning stages are going to be messy, and that's all right. So I hope this thing is going to motivate you. Just get started no matter what, no matter how messy it is, no matter if you have not figured everything out yet, because that's how we're going to learn and go to the next stages. And second one is if you are just scared of judgment, or if you're too nervous to speak before the camera, then just start with low stake videos. So what are low stake videos? So low stake videos are videos that do not require a lot of effort from your side. For example, the shorts, the reels, and the short form content in almost all social media platforms. You have it on LinkedIn, you have it primarily on Instagram, and you also have it on YouTube. These are like 30-second to 1 minute short videos, or it can also go up to 3 minutes because of the changes that YouTube and Instagram I think Instagram too, but I'm not pretty sure. But YouTube has this feature of recording your short video up to 3 minutes. So what happens when you record a low stake video? You're going to give an experience, like, when you have to really start recording a high value long form video, you don't have to think about it because you already know the process. You have spoken before the camera multiple times, so you know how this works. So start by creating these low stake videos. So how do you create these low stake videos? Just have a simple script, share your personal story or a lesson you have learned, or you can just read out a book summary as well, or read exactly from a book. I have seen a lot of these book recording sessions where they just take a book and read a paragraph from the book. If you are just a beginner who's waiting to get started, this is really a good way. Just reading from a book, or just saying something very simple, or just, teaching people vocabulary. Because in today's age, having a social media platform, building a brand for yourself is super important if you want to thrive, especially if you're a business or if you're an aspiring entrepreneur. Having a social media platform is absolutely good for you because you can build a community and you can have a social capital. And as a result, you can have some profit out of it, or you can also help a lot of people out there. So that was step number two, just to begin with low stake videos instead of, high stake long form videos. And the third thing you need to understand if you're getting started is to have a structure. So what is a structure? And I'll tell you what your speech can look like with the structure and without a structure. So without a structure, your speech can look like rambling. People might find it extremely difficult to understand what you're saying. But if you have a clear and clean script in your head, it's gonna work like wonders. Like you can also have a framework. For example, begin with a strong introduction or begin with a hook, like a question, a strong story, or something very personal or surprising. After you begin this introduction, just fill in with main details. It can be a problem, it can be your thoughts, or it can be something you learned. And finally, end with a conclusion too. This conclusion can be summary of the entire thing you have explained, or it can be a call to action as well. So have a framework in your head, and you don't have to memorize this framework necessarily, but you can just have this framework in your head so it can prevent you from rambling ideas. And number four, you need a lot of patience and consistency. Just because the first video you're recording is not coming out well, it doesn't mean that you have to quit recording. I started my content creation journey 6 years ago. I don't have a lot of followers still because I'm still experimenting and finding out, but I'm seeing growth even if it's like a turtle walking. I can still see progress. That's how it works. Some creators might get traction really well, but other creators, even though if their content is good, it might take a little bit of time. So your grit and how much you want this thing matters a lot. Your consistency matters. Just because your first video flops, it doesn't mean that you have to give up. You should have that mindset, which is strong enough to stay in the game for a longer period. But I can say this for surety because I can see the potential the videos have. Just because by speaking before the camera, you're also developing your life by helping others, helping other businesses, as well as just building something for yourself because you're giving value to the people. I've seen a lot of other creators do this as well. For example, Danco, he has got 1 million followers now, and he created a life for himself, especially through a social media platform. I also know a lot of other creators like Ali Abdul, Clark Kegley, and a lot more. So just because you're a beginner who's not getting the results you're expecting, it doesn't mean that it will not work out in the future. Just give it time, keep on working, and things will get better. And the final thing and the most important thing as you go forward in this journey is experimentation. Gotta stay curious. You have to learn other creators. You have to learn what content is working right there. This comes right after you cross these nervousness stage. If your content is not working, you should be willing to experiment. If you're talking about a book first, it's not getting enough traction, try sharing a life story about your personal experience of how you overcame a challenge. And let's see if that is getting the traction. So if that is still not working, just create a story-based video, like which is kind of popular today. You are recording a video and there's a voiceover in the background talking about how you overcame the problem of anxiety, or how you overcame the problem of depression, or whatever that you want to talk about. No, so you should be willing to experiment a lot in the process if you want to grow. And that's something I have learned the hard way. You just can be flexible with what you are going to create. You can bring in novelty and creativity in the process as well. So try these steps before you get started. And the main advice is to get started, stay in the process long enough, and experiment a lot. I hope these steps are going to help you. And I'm looking forward to see your first upload online. Thank you.